and computer. I'm at a community center, so there's like noise in the background, and I apologize. I'm literally down to $14 on my Presto card from this ZIPCAR nightmare. Holy cow, don't rent ZIPCAR because they are absolute super cons. The original car I rented was for $192.95. And it was supposed to be for 2 days from May 19th, 7 a.m. to May 20th, midnight. Okay, now I tried multiple times over the course of my bookings over here in the previous 24 hours to try and book the dates right. And every time I went to select to pay, it would change the date and bounce back to 12 a.m. So what I'm trying to show you here before we move on is that when I switched cars to a cheaper car that I liked with more room, because I had a friend with a walker that needed a nice place to park, and I thought my daughter and my mom might come for a ride, they charged me $18.64 to switch to that cheaper car. Because it was a cheaper car, I thought I would get reimbursed for the cheaper fee, so that would be okay because it would come out of that. And I was fine with that because the other car was $187. Maybe even less than that, according to her calculations. And then the total come to it should have rang me around 211. So now we're gonna go, am I in the account or is this a picture? I think so. Okay, so we're gonna go to my files here. Bear with me, I took screenshots because it was much quicker because I'm in shock. I gotta open up. Now it's not opening. See, like even my laptop is slow. Let's see if the total amount shows up on here. There it is. So the pay I put in was $211.59. Now I had assumed that meant I could drive the car from 7 a.m. on the 19th to midnight yesterday night. When we got up in Woodstock, Ontario to go do the parade, the car wouldn't start. And I had no time to call and dicker with them. I had to walk from the motel, leave my friend sitting in a hot car after signing out of the motel, and I had to go do the parade pictures and videos, and I had to tell my daughter to get back on the bus, the tour bus. I didn't even get to see her or the kids or talk to them at the tour buses. And then I had to get iced teas from the McDonald's, call ZIPCAR, and fight with them about it. And all they wanted to do was give me an extension for $65 that I thought she had gone away and calculated the $211.59 between 2 days, where if you split it in half, would have been around at about $139.48 once you work out all the taxes. And so $139.48 for 2 days from 7 a.m. to midnight would be fair, which means there should be no late return fees. So what, of course, did they do? They decided to try and charge me $132.64 for 3 hours of an extension yesterday from 12:30 to 3:30, and they're trying to say all of this is the customer's fault, and they're trying to say that I only rented it from 19th, 7 a.m. to May 20th, 12 a.m. This is the good part. I captured it all on screen. So here's the good part. I'm gonna stop there, and we're gonna go put this down over here. We're gonna go back to the website, and as you can see, when you go here to book a car, click any day. So we're gonna go click Wednesday, 22nd, right? And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna click in for 7 a.m. Oh, it's right there. It says midnight. It doesn't say 12 a.m. It says 12:30. And I just showed you in the other screenshot that it said 12 a.m. So I go all the way to the end, right? Because I'm not looking for noon. I wanted midnight. See? All of this. You go to the end and it takes you to midnight, right? So I clicked on midnight. So it should go midnight, which should automatically take you over to the 23rd, which should take you to midnight. But they didn't do that. When I went to go pay after I booked my car, when you click search and this finishes cycling, they changed this when you're not looking. And when you're not looking and you're going over here to click on your car and you think that it's right, they've actually changed it from 1 p.m. Right here you can see it says 1 p.m. to midnight. And it says 22nd to the 23rd. But that's not what you booked over here. You see what they did? They switched it. And you just put in 7 a.m. to midnight. And while you're doing this car checking, you're assuming that your date is correct. And then they do that with a string of cars and hope you pick one and don't notice it. Now, I noticed it, and I kept going back here and kept changing it to try to get what I wanted. And every time I came back, it wouldn't give it to me until I found that bigger car. And then it finally let me do what I thought I had done. So when I clicked pay, they took the whole $211.59, but I missed it. They took the midnight and switched it back to the day before. And as you can see, it shows I gotta get the screen to go down. I've already got it pulled up. My computer's slow, sorry, there. Now, is this the one that says midnight on it? Oh, I think I left the page. There's too many folders. But I did have it up. Okay. Now on my bill, I'm just going to open all of them so you guys can see all of them. There. So on my bill, it shows what they did to me was go from the 19th at 7 a.m. and ended it on the 20th at 12 a.m. But I didn't pick midnight on the 19th. See what they did? They counteracted what I did and brought it back within the same day, and then they charged me the full amount for 2 whole days. And then when I got stuck in Woodstock, they wanted to charge me the extra $132.64 for 3 hours time because it got home 15 or 13 minutes late. It was parked because of traffic, detours, and it being a Victoria Day. A $50 fee for the 13 minutes, on top of $76 for it not being parked by 12 a.m. on the same day. Basically, they're saying to people, we don't want you taking the car out of the city very far, maybe 1 hour, and we want all the cars back on the same day. So they're lying by saying that you can have extended rides, extended time. So when you rent these cars, you cannot shortchange yourself. You have to rent them with hours and hours and hours in advance, days in advance of your schedule. When you're booking these cars, you have to make sure you've given yourself enough time to avoid them scamming people from all these extra fees. So now they've gone and charged all of these extra fees, $67.38, $15.26 for the late return, $50, and the taxes, and it just keeps going. It just doesn't stop. They just keep charging. Now, I don't know what the total is up to. I've lost my mind. So 344.37 here. So we'll write that down. And then it's $132.64. So they want actually people to pay them money for nothing. So they actually want to think that $139.48 for 2 days wasn't good enough, that wasn't fair for 2 days, that they wanted you to pay all of that and still pay for all the late fees when you already covered enough money for the coverage from 7 a.m. to midnight for 2 full days already. So now they want you to pay $344.37 plus $132.64. So the total is up to $477.01. And I don't know what else there is, because I was smart enough to get up and check my credit card in the morning, because I check my credit cards and bank cards quite frequently, and saw that I had $20 left to spend. Now I'm screwed because my daughter has one more event coming up on May 23rd. She has her award ceremony for the high school winning the silver medal in the national holidays. I have about $14 on my Presto card, $20 on the charge card, which I've had to put on a hold. I've had to freeze it because I needed to stop them from continuing to add fees to all of this. Now, I told them I'm a big YouTuber and I was going to put this on YouTube. When I spoke with the 2 different agents the 2 different times, I agreed to leave that payment to $11.59 if she cut me a break to finish giving me a second day for an additional partial fee to make the 2 come together as the full day fee for 2 days until midnight. And she came back to me saying you can have 3 hours for that $65. And then she's like, oh, it has to be by 3:30. And I said, well, I'm in Woodstock and I have a handicapped person in a walker and I have to walk back to the car from where I'm sitting already. So it wasn't reasonable and it's not okay to do that. So I'm going to fight back. Don't do the application fee, the $28, taking back. And I'm going to take back the $67. So I'm going to close these up one at a time. They're somewhere here. I have so many of them up now. I mean, I can't even keep track of it all. So that was the price there of the cheaper car. The second one, the nice one, the road trip from hell, ZIPCAR rental from hell, $187.25, right? And then they're charging $39.62 in taxes, so they're making you pay for that too. Now here's the key. The Ontario, the usage outside reservation, $117.50. So $477 wasn't enough. They wanted another $117.50 beyond the $211 I had already given them. Now, I might have said okay to the overage charges for the mileage and the gas if they had not kept trying to scam me with all the extra dingings in the middle for trying to rent a car for $211 from 7 a.m. one day to midnight the next night. But you see what they did here? On the first one, May 19th, 7 a.m. to May 20th, 12 a.m. but that's not what it shows on the website, and that's not what I clicked on. I clicked on May 20th midnight, but I don't have a picture of the first car. The first car was blue, and that car I clicked on May 19th, 7 a.m., May 20th, midnight, and then I paid them $211 and change when I transferred to this car to get the same time of driving. When we switched to the different car, unbeknownst to me, they changed it because apparently they didn't want this car leaving the city after midnight on the same day because they want to get more rentals as possible in that time frame. And they should not be allowed to do that. They should be respectfully going into the account from their end. That's what the agent's job is. And they should be doing the trip plan and changing the trip plan information for people. So now they've taken all of my credit card money, and I can't even exchange my daughter's shirt for the new outfit. She wants a larger size, and she's got to leave for Europe, and I need this card to be reactivated, and there has to be money on the card for her. So now I have to go to my mom and hopefully be able to still get to Burlington to record the ceremony. So I'm telling you guys, don't support ZIPCAR. Shut down your application until they fix their website, because they're cheating people. I just showed you how that works. When you flip back after you've booked here, it doesn't give you what you booked. And you guys saw in the video. I'll do it again one more time before I end this. So we're gonna pick Wednesday, the 22nd, and we're gonna go 7 a.m. So basically they don't give you the choice. So we're gonna click on 7 a.m. again. And then you're gonna go Thursday, and you got midnight, and then you're gonna click search. Now right away you think you're gonna get that result. But as soon as that's done, if you go back to here, you have to look to see that it shows till midnight and matches till midnight here. Now on the second time that I did this, you can see that they switched it to midnight, but the first time, if you go back in the video, it'll show you that it showed 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. So you can see that for yourself how they do that. Once you've clicked on pay and they've taken your money, you can't argue with them about this part. If they've taken your money on that scam and they've switched at 7 a.m. to 12 a.m., you're out of luck. They'll argue that's what we see on the billing on our side. Sorry about that. We're going to keep your money. You have to pay extra. So when you go back in the video, you'll see what happened when you replay the video, that the time didn't match what I clicked in here when you go to click here. And they do that when you first do the search. And so I stopped the card, and now they're still trying to get the other money. But that money should have gone to the bill for $211.59, split it in half, and that should have been for 2 full days, and that should have been the end of it. So now I'm gonna fight back for everything. So it's a ZIPCAR rental from hell, because now they've taken all of my money. And I still have stuff to do and a few more days to get it done. I told them I was going to do this video. I warned them that they need to be more fair to people. I mean, this is how they treat handicapped people. I'm disabled. I have arthritis. My condition's getting worse. I can't walk anymore. She has a walker. I'm trying to avoid walkers, right? Like, it's bad. This is how you respect people? You mean because you're in a different country running this app, you think you can just take money for nothing and make everybody hold the bill so their stock market can look like they're bringing in lots of income, but they're not. So you have to check your credit cards often. Keep up on all those extra fees, because if you wait till you get your bill at the end of the month, you've lost hundreds of dollars. And I really regret people who have lots of money to lose and just suck it up and go on and keep earning money, and they don't fight back for it. You should. When the amount of money that they're trying to take from you is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So actually, let's finish adding it up. For the car to be rented from 19th, 7 a.m. to midnight yesterday, they actually trying to get me for, let's add in the additional part, the overages. Let's finish adding that up. So we'll add in 117.50. So they actually want $594.51 for renting the car from 7 a.m. on the 19th to 12 p.m. midnight, May 20th, because they don't want to change the trip plan correctly for somebody when they've changed cars and adjust it to go with the original date. Because if it changes when you're changing cars, they want to blame it on you and get away with it. And I showed you guys, if you watched the original video, when you first book a car from here, when you're first signing in, if it doesn't match what you've put in, they'll give you the closest thing they can find that matches it. And then if you click on select a car and you pay for it and you didn't notice it, they'll ding you for that. So you have to be very careful. And you already saw that it shows that they showed 12 a.m. But if you actually look in here, it doesn't show 12 a.m. It shows midnight and then 12:30 a.m. They don't have it at 12 a.m. See, there is no 12 a.m. So on my receipt, it shows 12 a.m. But I didn't click on a 12 a.m. There was no 12 a.m. It says midnight. So midnight of the 20th. So that's a scam. That's fraud. They're criminals and they need to be stopped. So there, I'm going to leave it there because I have to go on my transfer, the one transfer on my Presto card back to the apartment to get the outfit from my daughter's place, for my daughter's trip to Europe, come back to the Walmart and see if they'll exchange the shirt with just the receipt and not need to scan the card. I have to wait till all that goes through, call the fraud department back, and then they're going to work with me to take back all the fees. We'll keep promoting this nightmare until ZIPCAR responds and apologizes. Basically, that was a free trip, and you're giving me all of my money back because that's insane. I already paid you enough for 2 full days, and you should have understood that was enough for 2 full days and be done with it and change the trip here and leave me alone to come back in peace and leisure and enjoy my vacation and my weekend out for the Victoria Day holiday with my friend and my daughter. That's insane. So peace out, guys. Thanks for watching that whole thing. If anybody cares to help, take an e-transfer to thewriter1@gmail.com to help me get through the next few days. Or Jennifer_Cooley #1@yahoo.com. Go to the website, futureproductionsonline.com, to learn more about me. Subscribe and click the bell to keep up to date on what's happening with ZIPCAR. At some point, I will contact them and see if I can find somebody higher up the chain of command to get them to look at everything logically and understand what they've done wrong with their agents. They need to allow people the option of booking for their trips over the phone with a person to avoid the glitches and the scam that the website's causing by plugging in the word midnight and instead of using 12 a.m. and then when they bill you, it shows 12 a.m. for the same day when you're renting the day past that for midnight. Not good. So always make sure you go hours over. So if you go to the next day, go 12:30, 1 or 2 a.m. to make sure it shows the next day that you're looking to have it for. So peace out, guys. Just go back in the video carefully so you can see the 7 a.m. to 12 a.m. Scam, and then go back and see it again, 7 a.m. midnight for the right dates later in the video. So you'll see what they did to me. Peace out. Bye. Thanks for watching.